So we're gonna go over the skills we have covered with Mr. Teddy. And this first exercise is relax on a mat. What we're looking for in the little guy is that he comes on over to the mat and relaxes, gives us a down, and then rests his little chin down on the mat. And the reason that we're doing this exercise is I basically want Teddy to be able to have emotional intelligence and be able to work through big emotions. So when he knows that you break out a mat, then that's the cue. Any towel or any mat is fine. Then he knows that as soon as you break out a towel or a mat, that he is going to go into this nice relaxed body posture. It's sending a signal to his brain that everything is okay and we can calm down and relax. This is going to be utilized anytime that we have over excitement or anxiety. So I've had folks use this for plane rides, dog-friendly hotels. Um, when you are taking your dog to a dog park, every time you get in the car, they get wound up, and um, you would use relax on the mat as soon as they get out of the car, usually prior to entering the dog park. But it has so many applications that you can utilize it for. Anything that comes along Teddy's way in the future that gets him too overly anxious or excited, you can use this. The puppy witching hour at 7 in the evening is a great opportunity to bring those big emotions back down. You'll break out the mat, and then he gets treats as he's laying there relaxing. And so waiting for his little chin to go down the mat is really the most difficult part. That's the epitome of perfection in this exercise. When he does that, he can have some treats, and you can do it for a relatively short period of time. It could be 30 seconds to a few minutes to do this exercise and then move on. We've already utilized it for our loose leash walking. We do some relax on the mat in the front yard, getting used to all the sights and smells and everything, and that he can work through that. And then we pick up the mat, and then we go on our walk, and he's in a nice, relaxed state. So can't say enough good things about this. I have my clicker, but for this exercise, we never utilize the clicker. We simply have him relax and give him some treats when he's giving us that nice relaxed body posture, because as soon as I click, he's going to get more excited and wound up as he knows something good is coming his way, and we're doing this. I want him to be as relaxed as possible. So next, what we're going to go over is our name game exercises. So what I'm looking for here is just for some good eye contact. And so I'm going to take some treats, drag them up towards my face. Teddy, as soon as he gives me that eye contact, I click at that moment. The clicker pinpoints the precise second that he's done what I'm looking for, so he's very clear in what he's done correct. Next, I'm going to do it without dragging the treats up towards my face. And I can wait for him to look away for a second. Teddy, good. Give me some good eye contact. Very good. Then I'm going to take some treats, toss them on the ground over here. Teddy, good. Then we're going to go over some great recall with the little guy. Teddy, come. Good. Teddy, sit. Teddy, down. Teddy, down. Stay. Free. So he's a super smart dog, and we really want to focus on our impulse control. So a stay is an excellent way to do that. So I really encourage you to continue to work on a great stay with the little guy. So with our sit, you just click when their butt hits the floor, down, when their elbows hit the floor. And with the stay, I do put my hand up and tell him stay, and then he has to stay until I tell him free. And free is the release command and lets him know you're finished, you did great. And you can always tweak the distance that you're going back. So do a shorter stay if you want it to be a little easier. So I can just say, Teddy, stay. Free. And make it real brief and do it from a short distance. Or as you notice in the other one, start to create longer distances and do it from further and further away. And really that holds true for all of our commands, that we've got distance and distraction as our two Ds, as our key variables that we can work with to make it harder and easier for them. So always further and further away gets harder, and working in more and more challenging environments. And usually systematically, I like to go inside, easiest, out of my backyard, a little harder. Front yard is a little bit harder, and then a park is the most challenging, and just gradually build them up and work with them in different environments. And then obviously when you've got kids running around, different sounds and stuff, that is an increased amount of difficulty. Teddy, lead it. Very good. So with this one, you'll notice there he really pulled back. That's exactly what we're looking for. And we're also, when we're working through this exercise, you can work with as many physical items as you want, and I actually encourage you to work with more and more physical items. So I'm going to even grab a bone here and a ball. Beautiful. So when I've got this here, he's going to be interested in it. Lead it. Good. He backs up. Very good. Throw it on the ground here. It's too smart. You're too smart. Yeah. Lead it. Alright, let's hold it. You know what we're doing. You know what we're doing. Alright, you genius. You give the ball a shot. You know what we're doing, don't you? You've done some number of repetitions with these items, and so we've done so many lead its. And he's like, I know what you're doing. Lead it. Okay, good job. And one thing to note on lead it, if we're going after items, you're also welcome to work with items that he's not allowed to go after if you're doing that. I never actually let them get that item in their mouth. So something like a shoe. I'll really choke up on it so they have very little that they can get to. And so leave it. He's got to back up. So again, he can sniff it, get interested, leave it. But I'm never actually going to let him have this in his mouth. It's actually reinforcing if he gets this in his mouth. It's a reward for him, and we want to avoid that. Next, we're going to go over our space exercise, which is our anti-jumping space. And we want him just outside of our bubble here, giving us a little space. Let's try that again from behind us. Teddy. Space. Good. So you can try one from the side. Teddy, space. And you're more than welcome, if he's already too close to you, then I can get him to back up when he's already next to me. So if it looks a little something like this, Teddy, space, then you'll notice he really pulled back, which is great. So you can utilize space for yourself. You can also utilize it for someone else. Both are excellent applications. And so it just looks like when I'm working with someone else, they'll turn away from me and then turn back towards me. Next, what we're going to do in the Great Indoors is I'm going to go over our targeting exercise. Teddy, touch. So with this exercise, he needs to bump my hand with his nose. And that's really trying to get him positioned exactly where he needs to be. And I utilize this in loose leash walking, getting a dog where he needs to be. Some dogs won't come all the way up when they're doing recall. So great for that application as well. You could even, play around with him. Touch. And get him to run around your legs and stuff and play around with him. So he has to follow after your hand. So it can be a fun exercise too. So next what we're going to do here is get him leashed up. So I'm going to sign off here for a moment, get him leashed up, and then we'll go over our loose leash walking.